Hi, friends. My name is Sadia Hamid, and I'm the founder of Bloom 360 Workplace. I want to chat with you a little bit today about what the scope is for your team members to be able to grow beyond the job descriptions that you hired them for. I find this to be something that comes up for me quite often when I'm working with people who are on teams and I'm talking to them, connecting with their passion, what they love about the position, what motivates them, the areas that they'd like to grow. Very often, one of the things I hear back from people is, I like the position I'm in, I do a good job in it. But while I've been here at this company or organization, I've learned some new things and I've gotten exposure to new areas of work. And some of them are really exciting and I'm really interested in them. But I don't know how to tell my supervisor that I have those interests. And I'm not sure how to ask them if I can have some greater exposure to those interests without it seeming that I'm not fully committed to the job I'm in right now. And I think that this is really fascinating because when I coach team leaders, I always tell them, you want to understand the full range of interests that your team members have without any judgment that either they are going to get the opportunity to move to a different position because maybe that's not possible, but also without any fear on their part that somehow by sharing those other interests with you, that you'll see them as less than committed to the current job they're in. The truth is, part of retention is being able to create the flexibility and possibility for your team members to continuously grow. There might not always be a pathway of growth that is completely clear, but once you've established commitment, loyalty, and understanding of your company, your brand, your way of working, and if that is somebody that actually contributes value to your organization, then you should always have the thought of, how could I keep them and give them a pathway for growth here? And in fact, you might find that while they are really good at a particular position, they could be outstanding at something else that perhaps you hadn't even thought of, and maybe they hadn't thought about it until they joined either. I want to give you an example that I actually really love from a small business owner who had his chief technician, somebody who was highly skilled in their craft, who had all the certifications, who was responsible for the deployment of all of the other techs across their service provision. In the conversations that that business owner had with their head tech, they learned some things about what this person enjoys doing in their life outside of work. And one of them happened to be being a musician. They were the front singer in a band and they loved performing. They loved being in an audience. They loved connecting with people. And so as these two were talking about opportunities for growth in the company, the business owner actually said, "Hey, I know you're a great tech and you're an amazing head tech, but have you ever thought about trying out sales?" And the answer was, "No, I haven't. I don't have any formal training in that." And they asked, would you like a rotation? Would you like to have a rotation out of your position into another position for a short amount of time? Just give it a try, see how you like it. This person turned out to be fantastic at sales. In fact, they were so good that they got promoted to the head of sales within a very short amount of time. And what they were able to do was bring a much larger sense of expression and growth to that position, something that they tapped into after hours in their passion projects in their life outside of work, but a side of themselves that hadn't actually come forward at work before. And so I love that example. It doesn't mean that that's going to be exactly what happens everywhere. However, making sure that this is part of your communication, that it's part of your development between yourself and your team members, and ensuring that the conversation is always open is only ever going to be beneficial and helpful for your company and its growth.